Let us look at the example program for inter-thread communication. Already monitor is used, but inter-thread communication, programmer has to achieve it. Already I told you. I have written an example program containing everything, but inter-thread communication part is not there. So first of all, let us understand what we want, what I am trying to do here. There is a shared object, right? And producer, consumer. Producer will be writing in the shared object and consumer will be reading from the shared object. And shared object is having three things. One is data, that is value, one value, and set method for writing, get method for reading this value. Initially, let us say this value is 0. So for this, I have a class here, class myData, integer value, then void set method, which will take v and set the value, and int get method, which will return the value, return x. So directly I am not returning value, I am taking value in x and returning x. Why I am taking in x and returning, I'll explain you, but assume that I am returning value. So set and get. Set will change the value and get will return the value. Already I made them as synchronized. So only one thread will enter. Actually, we have only one thread which will be using set and one thread which will be using get. But we wrote synchronize, so to make it as a monitor. Producer will write the value by using set. Consumer will read the value by using get. Right? I have classes here, producer and consumer. Right? So what they will be doing, I'll explain here. See, producer will be writing the value. Let us say 1. Producer should wait for the consumer to consume that value. Then afterwards, producer should write on next value. Then it should inform producer that I have finished. So consumer should consume that value. And it should inform the producer that I have finished and consumer should wait. Then producer will produce next value. So they will exchange their turn in accessing this shared object one by one, right? So producer, then consumer. So it's not that producer is producing and producing, then consumer is consuming and consuming. So they should have synchronization. That will be done by inter-thread communication. So here, this example, if you see, this is not having inter-thread communication. So how this may work is, producer will produce values, few values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose it has stopped at 6. Now consumer got a chance. It will read. So as long as it is running, it will read 6 and 6 and 6 multiple times. So this is how it works. There is no synchronization between them using inter-thread communication. So I'll make changes in this one. But before that, let us quickly look at producer and consumer. So here I have first class is producer. Producer is a thread and it will be using reference of my data, that is object of this data. And in the constructor, it is setting that data, so it will get the reference to an object. We need only one object. Remember this shared object should be only one. So it will be using that one. Then as it is extending thread, public void run must be implemented. Then here what it is doing, while true, it is calling set, d.set, set. And I am printing on the screen, producer has produced the value and I++. So first is I is 1, then it will be calling set method of this one, set method. This method it will be calling, right? And it will be keep on changing I. I becomes 1, then it will, I is 1, it will set it. Then I becomes 2, then set it, 3, 4, 5. So it will be go on writing the value in a shared object. The next is consumer. So it should be consuming the value. So here I have used infinite loop. So it will be running, go on running. So program never stop, you have to stop it. Then here consumer also. Consumer is using shared object, right? And then the constructor is taking the object. And here is public void run. Like here was public void run and this loop was writing all the values. This loop is reading the values. So it will say get, d.get. Whatever the value it gets, it prints. Consumer print. So only con I wrote here, consumer, and it will print the value. So this will write the value in an infinite loop. I is incrementing and this will read and print the value. Get, print the value. So producer is perfect. Consumer is also perfect. The code of producer and consumer is perfect. But the result will be like this. As I said, it will produce few values. Then consumer will consume same value multiple times. The next same value multiple times. So they will not have a turn one by one. So how to make them take a turn and access that object one by one? How to bring this synchronization? So for that we have to make changes here in my data object only inside this class. So I will write down something to here to get the turn. So already I have explained you, we will take one flag. So I will write on the code boolean flag, and this is true. Initially true. So initially who should have a turn? Producer will have a turn. So true means producer's turn and false means consumer's turn. So producer will call which method? Set method. Consumer will call which method? Get method. Now I will write on the code which will synchronize them. So here inside set method, write down the code like this: while flag not equal to true. Means if flag is not true, means it is not producer's turn. It is not true. Wait. So producer will wait until it gets its turn. So until the flag becomes true, it will be waiting. If it is false, it will wait. If it is false, it will wait. So why inside a while loop? To avoid race condition. So the race condition example I'll explain you afterwards. I'll give one more program. In that I will show you race condition. But while is used with wait. So as long as this is false, it will be waiting. Wait, wake up and check. Is it becoming true? No. So then again wait, then check. If it has become true, then it will stop this while loop. Then next what it has to do? It has to set the value and also make the flag as false so that a consumer takes a turn. So let us write a code here. Flag is false and also set the value. Or else this should be done first. Value assign v. I will write on here value assign v. Then make this as false. This is better. First change the value, then set the flag as false. Now set, consumer will be using it. It has finished its job. Then it should inform the waiting threads that my work is over. You can wake up and start using it. So for that there is a method called notify. There is a method called notify. Directly you can call that notify. Notify will wake up all the blocked threads and it will bring up one of the threads and assign it to this shade object. So there are only two threads in our example. So notify, and there is one more method called notifyAll. It will inform all the threads. Just notify will inform one of the thread. We don't know which one. So here we have only one thread, that is consumer. Now same way inside get, I should do the similar thing, but using false we have to do it. Let us write down while flag not equal to false. Flag not equal to false. So what to do? Wait. So who will wait now? This method, get method, will be called by consumer. So consumer will wait. And once it becomes false, consumer will take the value. First take the value. Okay. So I will remove this and write once again x assign value. Take it in some variable and make flag as a true because it is producer's turn now. And also notify whoever is waiting. So who is waiting? Producer is waiting. And then return the value. So this is what I have to write. So by using wait and notify, we can bring in the communication in between threads. So that's it. This will work perfectly. It will write 1 here, then it will read 1. Then it will write 2 here, producer, and consumer reads 2. Then producer writes 3, consumer reads 3. So this goes on. They work hand in hand with coordination, one after another they will use. So that's all about inter-thread communication. You will have a demonstration in the next video. If you are unable to read anything here, it's not an issue, but explanation was important. And if you have missed anything, just watch the video once again and then next watch the demonstration of this one, and you have some example programs to practice. That's all.
In this video, we will look at the demonstration for inter-process communication. So I will write on the program that I have shown on whiteboard. So let us start. The first thing that I have to write is class for data, that is my data. So I will write on the class. So I have a class ready. It is having a property that is value, and a set method which takes some parameter and set the value, change the value of this property. Then get method which will take the value of this property, this value, and returns. So there is one property, so we have two methods. One is for writing that value and second one is for reading the value. I have used a temporary variable here for taking the value and then returning it. Now next I need a thread for producer which will produce the value and it will set the value inside this my data. So I will write down a class for producer. This class should extend from thread class. Now inside this class I will take a reference of my data. I will call it as reference name as data. Then I will write on a constructor which will take the reference of my data d and it will set that data to d. This type of code we have seen in the previous example also in synchronization video. If you want, you can watch that synchronization video and come back here. Similar thing I am writing. So only few things are different, like this my data is having set and get method. There it was having just a display method. So rest of the things are same. So this producer is extending from thread class, so I should override a run method. So run method, inside this run method I will take a counter. I should go on producing the value. So for my data dot, I should call the method. What I should do, I should set the value. Which value? Count I should set, and also I should count plus plus. So run method will be calling set method. So producer thread is ready. Now I should write a consumer thread which will be almost similar with some changes. So I will not type the whole thing again. I will copy this, paste it here, and I will change the name. So this is consumer. I have changed the name to consumer. So this also should be consumer. Now the run method will not set the value, it will get the value. So I will take a variable name as value and I will write down value assign. Instead of a set, I have to say get. So call get method, and here I should print the value that I am getting it from that my data. So consumer will display the value. Now one more thing, in producer also, after producing, setting the value, I will write down here. It should print on the screen. So we should know that producer has produced so and so value. So system.out.println producer. So producer is producing which value? Count. Then afterwards it is incrementing. So on the screen we can see that producer has produced something and consumer has consumed it. So let us look at the classes once again. I have a class for my data which is having set and get method. Set method is for writing the value of this property value and get method is for reading the value. The next is a producer which is a thread and which is repeatedly setting the values one by one, and it is setting natural numbers 1, 2, 3, so on. And there is a consumer which is consuming the value from my data one by one, and this is also doing it infinitely. Now let us go to main method. Inside main method, first I should create an object of my data. My data object is created. Then I should create an object of producer P, and when creating an object I should pass this data object. Then I should create an object of consumer C, and for this also I should pass the data. Now I have a data object that is shared by both producer and consumer, and both these producer and consumer are threads. So I should start producer as well as I should start consumer. So that's all. My program is ready and I have not done any synchronization. So slowly I will show you synchronization. So I have just written the program with all the required classes. Now let us run. What we are expecting here is that producer will produce value 1, consumer will consume 1. Then producer produces 2, consumer consumes 2. Like this we want the synchronization. They should run hand in hand. So producer produces, consumer consumes one by one. Let us check what will happen. I will run the program. So it is going very fast. I will stop. Oh, if I see the last result, consumer 20,080, 20,080, 20, many times it is reading the same value. Let us go to the beginning and check what has happened in the beginning. Then producer has produced so many values, right? See, last value consumer has read was 454. Then after that consumer is consuming 493. So a lot of values are skipped. So we want synchronization. So what I should do? We have learned that for achieving synchronization, we should write a keyword synchronize. So where we want synchronization? Inside this my data, inside this method. So I will write down synchronized for set method, synchronized for get method also. Let us check, will it work? No, same thing is happening. Consumer is consuming a lot of values. Same thing it is repeatedly consuming. Producer has produced multiple values like 87 also, 88 also it has produced. So there is no synchronization. Though I have written keyword synchronize, but they are not synchronized. What is the reason? Because producer is using set method, consumer is using get method. So they are using different methods. So there is no question of conflict here. So when I made this as synchronize, no another producer is allowed here. Consumer will never enter there. So it's not a problem for consumer. It can consume. So it can work here. So these two are independent methods. So there is no joining point for producer and consumer. No doubt they are joining upon my data, but not inside methods. Then what we should do? So for this, as I have shown on whiteboard, I need one boolean variable, that is flag. I will first make it as true. So we'll take a boolean variable for synchronization. If it is true, producer's turn. If it is false, it is consumer's turn. So inside this method, get method, I should make producer wait while flag is not equal to true. If it is true, it will not wait. While if it is not true, then it should wait. Just simply wait. See, calling wait for one time is not sufficient. We should make it wait in a loop so that it will wait and check, because wait will wait for a few milliseconds and then again it will try to access. So we should make it wait as long as this flag is not true. Okay, so this will make the thread wait. Now there is some error here. It is asking me to handle an exception. So as I was writing in a single line, I will write it in a single line, try, and here itself catch exception e empty brackets. So this will wait. Then after waiting, it should set the value when it got the chance, right? When the flag became true, it will get a chance, it will write on the value. Then again, it should make the flag as false so that it is consumer's turn, right? And it should notify. So notify will inform one of the waiting thread to start using this object, and this object is free now. So this, who will say that this flag is available for it or not? Flag will tell that one. So we have introduced our own mechanism for achieving synchronization to achieve inter-process communication between two threads, producer and consumer. Now similar thing I should do it inside this consumer also. So I will copy this one and I will paste it here inside the consumer. Okay, so it will wait, but it should wait as long as this is false, not true. And once it is false, it should read the value and make flag as a true because it is producer's turn now. Then it should also notify to a waiting thread. So in our program, we do have only two threads. One is waiting, other one will notify. Then return the value. So now we got inter-process communication properly synchronized. So we have to write down our own mechanism. Let us run. I will stop. So now they are going hand in hand. Producer produced 20,272, consumer consumed 20,272. Producer produce 73, then consumer consumes 73. So they are going hand in hand, one by one. They are doing it one by one. So that's all in this video. I have slowly developed the program and I have shown you how to achieve synchronization in between two threads, or that is inter-process communication. So you write on this program, you must write on this program. I suggest you write it more than one time if you are learning this topic for the first time. So you get familiar with this one. See, this is a basic structure. So you should remember this structure. Then you can apply it anywhere in your application. Suddenly you cannot apply it in any application unless you know the basic structure. This is a simple example. Few things are there. So in large application also, this skeleton will be the same. So don't just watch it like a movie. Write on this program by yourself. If you want any help, you can ask me in question answer section. And if you are getting any error, paste the program code there so that I can help you easily. So that's all in this video.